Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is Mac Reviews. I'm your messy internet cousin Mac. If you love to watch reality TV, this is the show for you, or trashy reality TV, especially. Today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance Season 10, Episode 2. Let's get into it. Um, let's talk about Jasmine and Gino first. So Jasmine decided to stop wearing extensions and wigs because they're expensive, and she's thinking that Gino may not be able to pay for them. And I think that she got her extensions installed by her whatchamacallit, hairstylist, and it might take her a minute to find a good hairstylist in Michigan, so that could be a part of it as well. I think she looks good. We saw her on the tell-all for before the 90 days without the extensions, and I thought she looked good. So yeah, I think her hair looks fine. Um, and so then she also says she wants to stop arguing with Gino, and she's tired of arguing with him. And I'm like, are you? Are you tired of arguing with him? So then she says, yeah, so she doesn't want to argue with him anymore. Gino tells us that she blocked him on WhatsApp, and I'm just like, why would you? I know their relationship is supposedly volatile and toxic, but he's traveling. Like, he's got to be able to contact her, but whatever. So she said they got into an argument the night before she got on her flight, and that's why she blocked him. And she said it's their arguing ritual, which sounds toxic. So, yeah. So we see them um have their reunion. We see a couple airport reunions on this episode, and those are always sweet. They're always nice to see the couple reunite and seem really happy to see each other. It's always the calm before the storm. So, as cringe-worthy as Jasmine and Gino are, it was nice to see them reuniting. But I have to say, I have never seen Gino so happy to see her. I mean, yes, the first time they met, but he looked really happy to see her. So, and then she said to him that she would never think of coming to the US for anyone, but she did it for him. And I was like, yes, and I mean, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. Clearly, she wanted to come to the U.S., and whatever man was gonna bring her here is who she was gonna go with. It didn't matter who it was. So, I mean, it mattered, but you know what I mean. Like, Gino's not special to her. I don't believe her when she says that. Then she makes him pinky promise that they're never gonna fight again ever. And this is one of these moments where I think Jasmine is just saying stuff for the cameras and doing stuff for entertainment. Obviously, you're gonna fight again. All couples fight. It's normal to fight, but what's not normal is to like fight in a toxic, disrespectful, you know, unhealthy manner. That's what's unhealthy. They need to learn how to communicate in a healthy way. It's not realistic to say we're never going to fight again. So they need to learn to communicate in a healthy way. So so as they're leaving the airport, she's noticing that it's cold. It is Michigan and it is winter. And he at first was like, is this the air conditioning or is this really how cold it is? And at first he was like, yeah, when they were in the airport, he's like, yeah, that's the air conditioning. But when we go outside, that's the coldness. And he was just like, this is like a cold version of hell. It's so dreary and depressing. How can people live here? He said, I think that God didn't mean for people to live in Michigan, but people insisted. And I was like, no, no, they didn't have a choice. Like, whoever's in Michigan is people that are from there. I don't know if people are moving there really from other places, but maybe they are, but probably not many. So just like the people who are going to a school for like a scholarship or a sports scholarship going to one of the universities in Michigan. So, so they get to the house and she says it smelled kind of dusty. She was hoping that it would smell clean, but she knows who Gino is, so I don't know. She was hoping for that, but she definitely should not have expected it. And even though she says it smells dusty, and she also doesn't like the wallpaper, the not the wallpaper, the wall colors. Some of the walls are colored orange. So yeah, so then she's also shocked at all the packaged food in his refrigerator and the lack of fresh food. Which again, he knew this. We found this out about him on the first episode that we met Gino. How Gino is so skinny, I don't know. I guess he doesn't overeat, but and she even said, I don't know how you made it to your age. Like he had no fresh, like not even fruits. Like everybody likes fruits, right? But anyways, so she wants to get more fresh food for him, and of course he's probably gonna have to do that because she says she's vegan and she tries to eat fresh food. So then before they go upstairs to the bedroom, her dog Coco peed on the floor. And she was like, "Oh no, that was already there." And even though the place is not like great looking, it doesn't look dirty. Like on the first floor it didn't look dirty. We'll get to his bedroom and his bathroom, but I don't understand why she hasn't trained her dog. I don't get it. I know it's not easy, but most people like I don't get it. My aunt had a Maltese poodle mix, a dog that was similar to the size of Coco, a little bigger, but mostly a small dog. And her name was Abby, and she sometimes had these problems. Although my aunt did train her to pee on like a pad, and you go outside, of course. But eventually she learned how to pee on the pad when she was inside the house. She didn't, but there was a few times when she had accidents, like when I would stay over and I would wake up in the morning and she would come in the bedroom and she'd want to come on the bed, but the bed was not high enough for her to jump on. So I would pull her up, and there were a couple of times where she peed on the sheet. So, but those are accidents. But she wasn't just peeing all over the place the way it appeared Coco does. So I don't know why she doesn't just get her dog trained. Hopefully they found a dog trainer there in Canton, Michigan. So she then says, okay, she'll clean it up later. Now they go up to his bedroom, and Gino decided not to make his bed, even though he knew a camera crew was gonna be there, and he knew Jasmine was coming. He also decided not to. I don't know. He didn't flush. I can't even say it. It's just disgusting. If you watch the show, you know what I'm saying. And she started laughing, and I think she just laughed because she was in shock and just like, is this real? It's just disgusting. And the camera, they put the camera on the so that we, so I just let me move on. So disgusting. It's nasty. Ugh. Oh, uh, uh, disgusting. So Jasmine wants him to get a new mattress, even though he said he bought a new one after his divorce from his first wife. So a part of me was like, well, if it's not the same mattress from when he was married to her, I don't think he has to change it. But he did he was dealing with an escort, which we found out during their first season, so it is possible he slept with that woman on that bed. So if that's the case, then yeah, it's valid for her to want another mattress. Although mattresses can be expensive. So, but you have to replace them every several years anyways. But um she also wants a new what you call it, the bed frame, and she wants to do some renovations, some decorating. I think that's fine. The place is, it's like for a single man, so it needs some decorations and a woman's touch, feminine touch. So yeah, we'll see what happens with them. Um, next week she's gonna tell him that she spent the money he gave her for her wedding dress on the Brazilian butt lift. So she's gonna be asking him for more money to get her dress. Next, let's talk about Sophie and Rob. So Sophie arrives in the US in LA, and he tells us his plan to propose. He's going to dance for her and then take her to a dinner that he set up in the courtyard outside his apartment. And then, oh, that's it. So he said that that's a lot. He said that's a lot. And I was like, it's not. It's not a lot at all. It's fine. It's fine. It's not, but it's not a lot. A lot is what what's his name? Valentine did to propose to Carlos on 90 Day Love in Paradise. He did a dinner at a restaurant. The restaurant was on the beach. He did fireworks. He sang a song. Like that was a lot, and it was freaking beautiful. It was amazing. Okay. Wow. So, but just a dinner and a little dance is not a lot. Now, if it was a flash mob, if he would have got 100 people out there and there was like a DJ playing music and then he would have took her to a dinner on the beach and then there were fireworks, that would have been a lot. But anyways, the reason I comment on this is because it's giving he's one of these men who is low effort. Because see, for him to think that's a lot, and sometimes men who look like him, some of them don't do much for women. I wonder if he's ever been in a serious relationship. Like, so when they do end up doing something that's bare minimum, they think it's a lot when really it's low effort. Like the way Sarper is acting on The Other Way. We're gonna talk about that because he's very low effort, but that girl don't care. So anyways, he does a little dance for her. Um, it was okay. I mean, he wasn't trying to impress any of us. So, but it was okay. It was all right. It wasn't nothing like great. It wasn't terrible. So, yeah, it was okay to me. It wasn't like impressive or anything. Again, kind of low effort, but so Sophie said if a British guy would have done that, he would have been disgusted. She used the word disgusted. She said she wouldn't have kept talking to him, but she let him slide. And um that speaks. But anyway, uh, she just said she thought it was funny and cute. So even though if another man did it, she wouldn't have liked it. So he proposed to her in the airport. She was like surprised, and because apparently he didn't do a formal proposal, even though they are planning to get married. So he wanted to do that, and she seemed happy. She seemed to like it. Um, and I noticed the ring. It's like two heart-shaped diamonds. I had looked. It's two heart-shaped diamonds. So yeah. Um, so they're going to his car in the parking garage and they get stuck in the elevator and they just start arguing. Like she blames him and even in her confessional she still blames him for it because she says he hit the button too much and he was just like, okay, it's not my fault. Why are you arguing with me about this? Killing the vibe. They did end up getting a hold of an elevator operator and they just did it remotely, which I think is amazing. I've never gotten stuck in an elevator, thank God. Sounds like a nightmare, but at least they didn't appear to have to wait very long. The fact that they were able to do it so quick, that's great. So he says that she's traveled almost like for a whole day. She had two flights. She's really tired. She just wants to go home and go to sleep. But they're kind of arguing. And on the way home, on the way back to his house, they see something happened. I don't know if it was a car accident. There was like some police lights and stuff and then, she was showing her concerns about whether the neighborhood is safe. And he was saying that he's only experienced like maybe one or three gunshots since he moved there 3 years ago. And that's a lot. That's a lot. And she was like, we don't have guns in England. And from what I've heard, apparently police officers don't carry guns in England and it's not easy to purchase a gun, not as easy as it is here. That's why in England and Europe, they don't have as much mass shootings and they don't have as much people dying from gun violence. Sounds great, huh? Sounds real great to not have to worry about dying from being shot by a crazy person. So that's why I don't understand why he doesn't move over there, but still not sure if him living in this place is legit or not. But anyways, so he brings her to the apartment and he shows her his uh room. It's a studio. And he got her a desk and a dresser. Um, I guess but she knew what to expect. She's been there before. She's saying that she hopes that living there is temporary, that they're there temporarily. She doesn't see this as a long-term situation. Um, he says, hey, he knows that his apartment is not much, but it's what he can do right now. He doesn't express to us, like, we don't get to see him say whether he has a plan to get another place. I don't know how long it was between when she visited here and between when she got the visa. They didn't tell us how many months that was. So if he didn't get a new place during that whole time, I don't know whether or not he will. We still don't know exactly what he does for a living. I guess he is like her full-time Instagram model or something, his content creator. So yeah, I mean, this is again what makes me wonder about this whole storyline of, oh, he doesn't have money and we're gonna struggle because she says she has money from her family. She could afford a nice apartment in England because of that. So why wouldn't she have just gotten an apartment for them with her money so they could get a better place? And listen, I understand as a woman, there are some women we would prefer the man to have a place, especially if we're moving to him, and that's ideal. But my thing is, if she cared about being with a man who was high earning, he she wouldn't be with this guy. She'd be with a man who's high earning. So clearly she doesn't care about being the higher earner. She should, but it doesn't appear she does. So why doesn't she just get them a place? And I bet you she did. I think this might just be fraudacity about them staying in this place. Um, he also said, like I said before, he said wishes he could give her more, but he can't. And he said he's letting that quote negativity and quote judgment unquote go. And I'm like, it's not negativity and judgment. It's neither one of those things. It's about doing better. It's about coming up with a plan, working toward it, and making more money. That's what it is. So again, low effort, low effort. But listen, I noticed that when a man is abnormally good looking or above average good looking, some women allow him to put low effort because of the D, because of the body. And listen, I understand that's important to be with someone you're physically and sexually attracted to, but just for me, like I can't be with a broke man whether he's fine or not. I can't do it. That's just me though. But God bless. So, um, all right, let's talk about Nikki and Igor slash Justin. I'm gonna call him Igor because his name is Igor. So, um, Nikki is getting ready to fly to Moldova. Her mom comes over to help her, lets us know that it took a while, but that her and her mom initially, when let's talk about Nikki and Igor slash Justin. His name is Igor, so I'm gonna call him Igor. So Nikki is getting ready to fly to Moldova. Her mom comes over to help her, and she lets us know that her and her mom used to not be close when she first begun her transition. When she was a teenager, her mom did not understand and she didn't accept her. So they didn't speak from when she was 17 to 19 years old. But since then, they've been able to reconcile and build a relationship. And the mom lets us know that she didn't understand. she didn't get it, and she actually said she regretted not being there for her when Nikki was transitioning, and she broke down crying, and she actually turned all the way her back to the camera because she was so upset. And I was like, "Wow, wow." Like, I felt for her in that moment. Like, she really said she regrets that and she's sorry about that. And it just shows that even though she made that mistake and she didn't understand, and she needed time to understand, she she cares about her child. And that's what a true parent is. Even if you don't understand and you don't accept what your child is doing, you still love them. And even if you didn't handle it the best, that you acknowledge that and you take that accountability and you still love and support your child. So I respect Nikki's mom for that. I respect her for acknowledging that and being vulnerable because she really did start crying and she had to turn away from the camera. So I felt for her. That was really emotional to watch. So pretty much the mom is saying she's worried for Nikki's safety, worried about her feelings. Well, Nikki feels apprehensive about how his parents are going to react to her being trans, even though they know. Um, and so yeah, she feels apprehensive about that, but the mom comforts her and says, well, at least he told his friends, he told his mom, like that says something. If he didn't really care about you, he wouldn't have did that. And I agree, like the fact that he has told the people in his life that at least says that there's something there for him, that he has some kind of feelings because when we talk to Igor, he says that he got rejection and pushback from some of his friends. So he lost friends over this, which makes me think there is some feelings here, unless he's lying. But um, so we we formally meet Igor. He is 36. Now, I need to say this. Nikki said what this was 15 years ago when they got together. She's 47. So that means she was 32 15 years ago. He's 36. So he was what, 18, 19 years old 15 years ago? Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. If he's 36 now, no, he was 21. Okay, he was 21. Mm. Okay. Anyhow, that's an age. But yeah. So Igor is a good-looking guy. He's a personal trainer. Um, he is nervous about Nikki coming because he's concerned about people clocking her and her safety. Um, he wants he's concerned because since she wears dramatic makeup and dresses, he thinks that's going to draw attention. But a part of me was like, okay, but women there don't wear dresses and makeup. Like, what do you mean? But we'll see how Nikki dresses. We saw her walking down the street once, and the outfit was pretty simple. It wasn't loud. So she says as a person, she herself is toned down, but her alter ego, Nikki Exotica, is the one that's a lot. So there probably shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see. But he's talking to his friend. He has a friend who hasn't left him, even though he tells him, "Hey, I don't understand this," but he's standing by him. He's sticking beside him, and um he told this friend everything about the relationship with Nikki. He told him about how everything went down, and he talks about how he was traumatized when she told him that she was born a male. And I totally understand that. And, I think Nikki has got to realize that even though it's been 15 years, there are consequences to that. Like you don't do something like that and then think there's not going to be consequences. And she has to rebuild trust with him. And you know what? Yeah, if you're gonna be with this man, he's probably not gonna want to sleep with you a lot. You know, that's you don't get to say to him, you need to sleep with me all the time and cater to me. You have to show him that he can trust you. Like that's it's not just about what you want in a relationship. So if you're a unit. So so he's telling his friend what went down and he shows him a picture of Nikki and the friend was like, wow, she looks better than some of the women here. Um and yeah, so Igor says that what allowed him to be open to Nikki again was that he read some books, he meditated, and he said that helped him to become more open-minded. And that's why then he reached back out to her. And really, it was just on a friendship basis. It wasn't to date, and they just were friends. Um, I will say I give him his respect for saying that he made that effort to read books and to meditate. That says something about his maturity. Um, so yeah, and he is the one who reached back out. So and then also before they end their scene, they show the pictures of her to some old men because they went to play chess in like the park. Like they I think they people do that in like New York and LA, San Francisco. Um and they showed the pictures to these old men and they were like, "Oh yeah, she looks great." So, but he's like, "I know if they knew that she was trans, they wouldn't think that." So he is seemingly very concerned about how other people are going to react and what they're going to think. And that's understandable, but I think he's got to make a choice. If you're going to be with this person, you're not going to be able to care all the time what people think. But at the same time, he's on an international TV show with this woman. So he's got to know that, you're on TV. So, anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens with this couple. I mean, the thing is, on the on the pictures for all the couples, the official photos that the show did, every couple is together. Every couple is taking the picture together. They're the only couple that's not. I don't understand why this couple wasn't on before the 90 days. It doesn't make sense why they're on this season. I don't get why they were chosen for this season when we're not seeing him in the US. It doesn't make sense. And then we don't know if she has applied for the K1. So I really don't understand why this couple wasn't on before the 90 days. They could have easily been on there. Doesn't make sense. So, all right, last couple we're going to talk about is Ashley and Manuel. So they again show her when she was, crying and having a panic attack, which I just wish they hadn't shown. Her sister is telling her to breathe, so she's breathing. She's trying to calm herself. So they go in the airport. Her sister is with her, which I'm glad her sister came with her, considering how upset she got. She needed moral support. And um, for some reason, the airport looked deserted. I didn't understand why, but I don't know if they I don't know. But anyways, Manuel arrives, and again, it's a sweet scene between the two of them. He's crying and he's telling her, don't cry, pretty lady, beautiful. Don't cry from those beautiful eyes. It was very sweet the things he was saying. It was really sweet. Um, he meets the sister. The sister had the sign that said "Welcome to America," and her sister's really cute. So he liked it, and well, it said "Welcome to America" in Spanish. Buena venida, buena venido. Yeah, that's welcome in Spanish. So I like that the sister was nice and open to him. We know that usually the family members and friends are not. So it's good that the sister made a good, like, hey, you're welcome here. You're welcome with me. I'm good with you. They hugged. Um, so when they get back to her house, um, and side note, Rochester does look nice. I would like to visit. It's really not in the winter. This clearly wasn't the winter. Maybe it was the spring or summer. It looked really nice. Her neighborhood looked nice. I would like to visit Rochester. But anyways, so when they get to the house, he meets her dog and her cat. He just says he doesn't like cats. He meets the dog. The dog seems to really like him. That dog, he didn't have to do nothing. That dog liked him immediately. He don't even know. He's trying to get rid of him. So he says, "Hey, I don't want this dog sleeping on the bed. Dog's not gonna sleep on the bed." And she was like, "Excuse him. Yes, he is." He's been here through all my partners. I've had him for 10 years, which surprised me a little because usually older dogs don't have all that energy. My God, that dog was jumping up. He had a lot of energy for an older dog. But anyways, he's like, listen, this dog, he got free reign. He was living here before you, and he's still gonna be here well, she didn't say it's not gonna last, but she said he's been here with me through a bunch of partners and he ain't going nowhere. So, um, he my thing is, listen, you just got here. You don't get to decide that because you ain't paying no bills. This is not your house yet. So y'all ain't even married. You don't get to decide that. How you gonna come to somebody's house and tell them the dog can't sleep in the bed? But listen, I'm not saying that dogs have to sleep in the bed. What I'm saying is he doesn't get to dictate that. You're not paying bills. This is her house that she pays the bills in. She pays for. You don't. When you're in a relationship, you have to compromise. It's not my way or the highway. That's not how it works when you're in a relationship. I mean, you have to compromise. Both of them have to compromise. So, and then when she's showing him the kitchen, he says, "Why do you need hot water?" Which I don't know if the producers told him to say that because that sounded ridiculous. But anyways, it didn't make sense to me. Cannot be serious. Um, so then she's telling him that she said to the confessional about the dog situation that, I'm a come from a family of independent women of color. And I wish she hadn't said that because um this term and this mentality about being independent has been a problem for Black women, and it's communicated this message that we don't need help and we can do stuff alone, which we can't. Nobody can. Everybody needs help. We can't do stuff alone. And I think I want us to stop saying it. But at the end of the day, Black women are not a monolith. So there's Black women that are gonna use that term still, but I wish she hadn't said that. But what she was trying to say was, you're not gonna run me. Men's don't tell me what to do. That's what she was saying. Like what's her name? Gabrielle said, Gabriella, men's don't run me. So that's what she was trying to say. And I understand that. I just think she could have said it differently. But she's telling him that she's a witch, and he's like, no, you can't do a witch because no, you can't do a witch. You can't be a witch because witches do harm, witches hurt people, witches do bad things, and he doesn't see her as doing bad things. And she said to him, "Do I do bad things? You know me for 10 years." And he's like, "No." And then he was like, "Oh, if she was a witch, she would have cast a spell to get back with her ex-boyfriend." And he was dead serious when he said that. But anyways, she's feeling like he has to understand I'm a witch. Like this is what it is. And she was saying that a witch means using your spirituality to improve your life. But he doesn't want to accept that. And he just looked really troubled. And he's saying he doesn't believe she is. And my thing is like, why does she have to use the term witch? Like, I he didn't seem to have a problem with like her believing in the zodiac and the zodiac, Lord have mercy. What is it? Astrology and um doing these other practices. I think just that word is what he has a problem with. And so I think she needs to compromise as well. Just call yourself something different in his presence. Like why is that word so important? It doesn't matter. It's not the word, it's your values and what you do. If he has a problem with you believing in astrology and doing your sound baths and all that, then it can't work. But I don't think she needs to hold on to this word in front of him. You can use that with other people, but with him, you could use something else and just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think she has to be so hung up on that term. But she said a quote that was pretty funny. She said, "I'm a motherfucking witch hoe," and that was funny. So he's saying it's really hard for him to hear she's a witch because he's Catholic, and he said it hurts him. So I just think she needs to use a different term. We've had people on this show who do the same thing she does, and they don't call themselves witches. There's people in life who do those things who don't call themselves witches. So I just feel like she could use a different term and be done with it. Also, I want to say Manuel is better looking in person than he was in those pictures. I didn't think he was ugly or anything, but when she was like, "Oh my gosh, she's got this great black hair and this brown skin," and I was like, "He alright." When I saw the pictures when in person, he is handsome. Like his skin is beautiful, and the hair is great. He is handsome. I'm like, okay, I can see it. I can see it. So, we'll see what happens with this couple. All right, thanks for listening, guys. We didn't get introduced to any of the other couples yet. We just got a continuation of the couples we were introduced to in episode one. Hopefully next week we start to meet the other couples. We meet the guy whose mom lives in the closet and who has two, 25, 50, 11 pets. And then there's a guy that I think is with a Latina woman or an Arabic woman, and he's giving androgynous, and I'm wondering if we have another trans person. I don't like to do that, but he looks kind of androgynous. So he's probably not. I don't know. But anyways, we'll see. I'm excited to meet the other new couples. Um, so if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me 4 or 5 stars if you're listening to the podcast. Um, and yeah, leave your comments below what you think about Ashley and Manuel and her using the witch word, what you think about Nikki and Igor, Gino and Jasmine, Gino's disgustingness, and Rob being low effort, and whether or not this situation of him living in this house is real or not, or why she doesn't just get a place for them. So, all right, guys, thanks for listening and watching. Bye.